Say it with me, my dear one. Today is a sacred gift I receive this day. All is well. Let those words settle softly into your heart before we go any further. Not as something you rush through, not as a slogan, not as a nice idea you admire for a moment and then forget. Let them come into your body, into your shoulders, into your breath, into the way you are sitting right now. Today is a sacred gift I receive this day. All is well. My dear one, you do not need a whole new life this morning. You do not need to solve the whole future before breakfast. You do not need to go back and rewrite the past before you are allowed one peaceful breath. What you need is a new day, and life, in its quiet generosity, has already given it to you. That is the miracle. That is the tenderness. That is the beginning. Every 24 hours, life places a new day in your hands and says, "Here, darling, begin again." And that means you are never as trapped as fear says you are. You are never as late as shame says you are. You are never as finished as discouragement says you are. You are worthy of a fresh beginning today. I want you to ask yourself something very gently now. If this day were truly a sacred gift, how would you open it? With resentment? With haste? With self-attack? With dread? Or with a little reverence? A little softness? A little willingness to receive rather than brace? My dear one, the way you enter the day matters. It matters more than many people realize, because self-worth is not only what you say in the mirror. Self-worth is also the way you step into the hours you have been given. When you treat the day like a battlefield, the body obeys, it armors, it tightens, it prepares to survive. But when you treat the day as sacred, something in you stands up straighter in a very different way. Not with hardness, with dignity, with care, with the quiet remembrance that your life is not trash to be dragged through. Your life is holy enough to be met with tenderness. Self-worth is not only a thought, it is how you walk into today. That is why the word sacred matters so much. It changes the whole emotional atmosphere. If today is merely one more burden, one more list, one more scramble, one more proving ground, then the nervous system enters it already depleted. But if today is sacred, then your relationship to it changes. You stop throwing yourself into it carelessly. You stop speaking to yourself as though you are disposable. You stop acting as though your energy does not matter. A sacred day asks for a sacred pace, a sacred tone, a sacred attention, a sacred kindness toward the self who must live it. My dear one, when you say, "Today is a sacred gift," you are not trying to make the day perfect. You are making the day meaningful. You are saying, "I do not want to spend these hours in war with myself." That is a beautiful decision, a healing decision. When the day is sacred, you begin treating yourself like someone who matters. And perhaps this is the deepest shift of all. Today is the only place where your life is actually happening. The past may still echo, the future may still call to you, but your real power lives here, right here, in this breath, in this choice, in this morning, in this hour. The past and the future are often forms of psychological time. The mind lives there so easily. It goes backward into guilt, regret, replay, shame, old conversations, old mistakes, old versions of you that no longer exist, or it runs ahead into anxiety, prediction, fear, control. Imagine disasters, imagine disappointments, imagined burdens. And then the body becomes exhausted by things that are not even happening in the present moment. My dear one, guilt lives in the past. Anxiety lives in the future. Peace lives here. Guilt lives in the past. Anxiety lives in the future. Peace lives now. Let that land deeply. This is why receive this day is such a powerful phrase. It is not passive. It is not weak. It is not drifting. It is a reclaiming, a returning, a taking back of your attention from psychological time. It says, I am not giving this whole day to what already happened. I am not giving this whole day to what has not happened yet. I am here. I receive what is actually being given now. And what is being given now may be very simple. Breath, light, a body, a chance, a conversation, a task, a meal, a walk, a moment of silence, a chance to begin again in one small way. My dear one, when you receive the day, you step out of mental exile and back into living. When you come back to the present, you take your power back. That is why present time is so healing. It is the only place where you can choose, the only place where you can soften, the only place where you can love, the only place where you can act differently. So many people say they want a better life, but they keep refusing the day they are in. They refuse the morning because they are still angry about yesterday. They refuse the afternoon because they are frightened of tomorrow. They refuse the body because it is not yet what they want. They refuse the task because it is not glamorous enough. They refuse the small grace because it is not dramatic enough. And in all that refusing, they miss the sacredness of what is actually here. My dear one, you do not receive a whole healed future all at once. You receive one day, then another, then another. That is how life comes. That is how grace comes. That is how change comes. One day at a time, one morning at a time, one loving beginning at a time. You do not need to receive your whole life right now. You only need to receive this day. And there is such relief in that, because this day is small enough to hold. This day is near enough to touch. This day is kind enough to begin with. You do not need to decide your whole destiny before noon. You do not need to heal every wound before breakfast. You do not need to understand every lesson before your first cup of tea. You only need to open the gift. You only need to say yes to today in some small, sincere way. My dear one, perhaps that means getting out of bed with less self-hatred. Perhaps it means drinking water before scrolling. Perhaps it means opening the curtain. Perhaps it means placing your hand on your heart and saying, I am willing to receive this day. Perhaps it means not calling the day hard before it has even spoken. Perhaps it means blessing the hours before you spend them. A new day is life's way of saying, begin again, my love. So let today be sacred not because it is flawless, but because it is alive. Let it be sacred not because it gives you everything you want, but because it gives you one more chance to meet yourself differently. Let it be sacred because you are here, because you can still choose, because you can still soften, because you can still tell the truth, because you can still receive light, breath, kindness, beauty, support, and direction in ways large or small. My dear one, a sacred day does not need to be dramatic. It only needs to be lived with awareness, with tenderness, with willingness, with the remembrance that your life is not something to throw yourself through carelessly. So say it again with me, slowly now, and let the body hear it as a blessing. Today is a sacred gift. I receive this day, all is well. Again, today is a sacred gift. I receive this day, all is well. And perhaps this is enough for now. Not the whole future, not the whole answer. Just this day, lovingly received, just this moment, no longer refused, just this breath, no longer abandoned. My dear one, when you receive this day, you do not merely survive time, you enter life again. What kind of atmosphere are you carrying into this day, my dear one? Before you answer too quickly, just pause and feel it, not in theory, in your body, in your shoulders, in your jaw, in the way your breath is moving right now. Because you do not only walk into a day with a schedule, you walk into a day with an energy. You walk into a day with a field, a tone, a softness, or a tightness, a kind of invisible yes or no that surrounds you before a single word is spoken. And that is why I want to talk with you now about this beautiful idea of your aura, not in some distant or complicated way, but in a very human, practical, loving way. Think of your aura as the atmosphere you bring with you. If you begin the day in fear, in hurry, in resentment, in dread, then you carry a contracted atmosphere into your hours. But if you begin with reverence, with gratitude, with the feeling that this day is sacred, then you bring openness, warmth, receptivity. My dear one, you do not only live in the day, you radiate into the day. This matters so much more than people realize. They think the day is something that simply happens to them, as though they wake up and step into a world already decided. But there is another truth. You are participating in the quality of your day by the state you bring to it. If you rise with the inner message, I am behind, I am tired, life is hard, I have too much to carry, the body shrinks a little, the chest tightens, the mind becomes alert in the old fearful way. The whole being enters the hours with a kind of invisible bracing, and then the day is experienced through that contracted field. But if you rise and say, today is a sacred gift, something changes before the outer world has changed at all. Your breath deepens, your shoulders soften, your body begins to receive rather than merely endure. My dear one, the aura of the day begins in the thoughts and feelings you agree to wear. I like to think of this as the holding field you create around yourself, a gentle atmosphere, a quiet inner climate, not fake, not forced, simply chosen. If you carry thankfulness into the morning, that thankfulness becomes like a soft light around you. If you carry reverence, that reverence becomes a protective tenderness. If you carry fear, then fear becomes the atmosphere your body must keep breathing in all day long, and that can be so tiring. So I want you to see that this is not only mystical language, this is nervous system language. This is emotional language. This is the truth that the state you bring into the day shapes how the day is received by your body, your mind, and your heart. You are always bringing an atmosphere with you, and perhaps this is very comforting too, because it means that even when you cannot control the whole day, you can still bless the field in which you meet it. You may not control who calls, what delays arise, what other people are carrying, what the weather does, or what surprise appears by noon, but you can bless the atmosphere you bring. You can choose to meet the day with a little more openness than yesterday, a little more softness, a little more trust. And my dear one, that changes the whole experience of being alive, because the body feels when it is being wrapped in fear, and the body also feels when it is being wrapped in kindness. So let the day feel your kindness first. I want you to imagine now that there is a soft light around you, not dramatic, not something you must strain to see, just a gentle surrounding presence, like warm light in the early morning, like a loving embrace, like a quiet circle of safety. This light is not there to separate you from life. It is there to remind you that you do not have to enter life unprotected. It is there to remind your body that it may soften while still being held. It is there to remind your mind that the day does not have to be entered like a battlefield. My dear one, let this light be like an invisible pair of loving arms around your shoulders. Let it touch the places that tense first. Let it soften the throat, the chest, the belly. Let it whisper, you are safe enough to begin gently. So many people start the day still carrying yesterday, yesterday's shame, yesterday's disappointment, yesterday's argument, yesterday's fatigue, yesterday's self-criticism, yesterday's fear of not being enough. And then they wonder why this new day does not feel new. But, my dear one, if you carry yesterday like a tight bundle against your chest, how can your hands fully open to today? That is why I love this tiny practice so much. Breathe in and say softly, I receive this day. Then breathe out and say, I release yesterday. Again, I receive this day. I release yesterday. Feel the beauty in that. You are not denying yesterday. You are simply refusing to drag it through every room of today. You are letting the body know that the old weight does not have to be worn like a second skin. And this is one of the hidden miracles of beginning the day in a sacred way. You stop living as though every morning must earn its innocence. Today does not need to apologize for yesterday. Today is not guilty because yesterday was heavy. Today is not spoiled because last night was difficult. Today is fresh. Today is alive. Today is a sacred gift, and gifts are meant to be opened, not punished for arriving after a hard chapter. My dear one, when you release yesterday, you make space for today to reveal its own grace. You may notice something very simple when you do this practice. The mind becomes less rushed. The breath becomes less sharp. The body does not lean so far into what must be fixed. There is a subtle feeling of being accompanied, and that is what I want for you. Not perfection, accompaniment, not total certainty, soft support, not some giant emotional experience, just the quiet felt sense that you do not have to enter the day alone, armored, hurried, and afraid. You may enter it held. You may enter it with reverence. You may enter it with a field of peace around you. And when you do, even ordinary things begin to feel different. The coffee tastes different. The sunlight looks different. The conversation lands differently. The obstacle is met differently. The delay is interpreted differently. Because your aura, your atmosphere, your inner climate is already blessing the day. This is why gratitude matters so much in the morning. Gratitude is not only a sweet thought. Gratitude opens the field. Gratitude says, I am not beginning from lack. Gratitude says, I recognize what is being given. Gratitude turns the body toward receiving. And when the body is in receiving mode, life feels less like something you must survive and more like something you are allowed to participate in. My dear one, the difference between those two states is enormous. One contracts, one opens, one braces, one welcomes, one says, what now? With dread. The other says, what now? With curiosity and trust. Sacred and thank you create an open field. Fear creates a closed one. So when you wake tomorrow, or even later today, if the day has already begun roughly, pause and ask yourself, what field am I about to wear? What atmosphere am I about to carry? If it is fear, you do not need to shame yourself. Just breathe. If it is heaviness, you do not need to force it away. Just bless yourself. If it is yesterday, just release a little more. Then inhale and say, I receive this day. Exhale and say, I release yesterday. Imagine the light again. Imagine the quiet surrounding. Imagine that you are not stepping out into the world alone and unheld, but with an invisible gentleness already around you. My dear one, that is not fantasy. That is a loving way of training your whole being to enter the day with more trust than fear. And perhaps this is the real lesson. The day is not only something outside you, the day also meets the field you bring to it. So bring something beautiful, bring a softer breath, bring a kinder sentence, bring sacredness, bring thank you, bring a willingness to be held, because you do not only move through the hours, you radiate through them. You do not only live in the day, you bless it with the atmosphere you choose to carry. Listen carefully, my dear one, and repeat after me. Do not rush these words. Do not just let them pass through your ears. Let them come into your body. Let them come into your breathing. Let them come into the quiet little places inside you that are still learning how to trust a new day. These are not only affirmations. These are agreements. These are the thoughts you choose on purpose so your mind can stop wandering in old fear and begin walking in a new direction. So sit with me for a moment. Soften your shoulders. Unclench your jaw. Let your hands rest gently. Take one long breath in and let it go slowly. Today is not something you must survive. Today is something you may receive. And now, one by one, we will speak these truths together, slowly, lovingly, and with intention. The first affirmation is this: today is a wonderful day. I choose to make it so. Say it with me. Today is a wonderful day. I choose to make it so. Again, today is a wonderful day. I choose to make it so. One more time. Today is a wonderful day. I choose to make it so. My dear one, feel how different that is from waking up and waiting to see whether the day will be kind enough to let you breathe. This affirmation gives your power back to you. It does not deny that unexpected things may happen. It does not pretend there will be no challenge. It simply reminds you that the tone of your day does not belong only to circumstances. It belongs also to consciousness. It belongs to the way you meet the morning. It belongs to the spirit in which you walk into the hours ahead. When you say, I choose, your whole being begins looking for resources instead of only problems. The mind begins asking, how may I bless this day? Instead of only, how do I get through this day? And that is such a beautiful shift, because a wonderful day is not always a day without difficulty. Often it is a day in which you remember your own power to bring love, softness, presence, and intention into what unfolds. So let that first affirmation become the opening door. Today is a wonderful day. I choose to make it so. Now let us go into the second one, and let it soothe the part of you that keeps trying to solve the whole future before breakfast. Everything I need to know will be revealed to me at exactly the right time. Say it with me. Everything I need to know will be revealed to me at exactly the right time. Again, everything I need to know will be revealed to me at exactly the right time. One more time. Everything I need to know will be revealed to me at exactly the right time. My dear one, so much suffering comes from the mind believing it must know everything now. It wants the map, the guarantee, the final answer, the whole path, the perfect timing, and every reassurance before it is willing to relax. But life rarely works that way. Life reveals itself in steps, in moments, in openings, in quiet nudges, in little truths that arrive just as you are ready to use them. And when you say this affirmation, you are releasing the panic that says, I must know now or I am unsafe. You are telling the nervous system, I can trust the unfolding. I do not have to drag tomorrow into today. I do not have to force insight before it is ripe. This creates spaciousness in the mind. It opens intuition. It helps you listen instead of only strain. And often, my dear one, what you need does not arrive when the anxious mind demands it. It arrives when the heart softens enough to receive it. So let this affirmation become a place of rest for you. Everything I need to know will be revealed to me at exactly the right time. Now we move into a very tender and very powerful truth, one that creates the inner safety so many people have been missing for years. I love and accept myself exactly as I am right now. Say it with me. I love and accept myself exactly as I am right now. Again, I love and accept myself exactly as I am right now. One more time. I love and accept myself exactly as I am right now. My dear one, if this feels difficult, you are not alone. Many people have spent so long criticizing themselves, correcting themselves, comparing themselves, and waiting to become better before offering themselves love, that these words can feel almost unfamiliar. But this is the healing. This is the turning point. You do not need to become someone else before you are worthy of your own love. You do not need to heal first, succeed first, fix everything first, lose the fear first, stop the sadness first, become more spiritual first. No, love is not the reward at the end of perfection. Love is the environment in which healing happens. When you say, I love and accept myself exactly as I am right now, you stop making war with your own being. You stop telling the body it must earn gentleness. You stop telling the mind it must become flawless before it deserves peace. You begin creating an inner home, a safe place, a tender place, and from that place, everything begins to soften. My dear one, this is not giving up on growth. This is giving up on self-hatred, and that is one of the holiest things you can ever do. Let yourself stay with this for a moment longer. I love and accept myself exactly as I am right now, even if you are still learning, even if you are still healing, even if you are still tender, even if you are still not where you thought you would be, even if this morning you feel fragile, even if you are carrying things no one sees, even then, especially then, my dear one, you need your love most in the places that still feel unfinished. So say it with softness. Say it as though you are speaking to the child within you, the tired heart within you, the body within you that has been listening to every sentence you say. Let that body hear this now. I love and accept myself exactly as I am right now. And now, the fourth affirmation. This one is so comforting because it changes the emotional meaning of the day. I am safe in my world. Every experience is for my growth. Say it with me. I am safe in my world. Every experience is for my growth. Again, I am safe in my world. Every experience is for my growth. One more time. I am safe in my world. Every experience is for my growth. My dear one, the frightened mind often sees every challenge as proof of bad luck, punishment, or danger. It says, why is this happening? What is wrong? What did I do wrong? Why is life against me? But this affirmation gives you a new lens. It says, I can be safe and still be learning. I can be growing and still be held. I can move through difficulty without deciding that life has turned against me. That changes so much. It does not mean you call every pain wonderful. It means you stop calling every challenge a curse. You begin asking, what is this teaching me? What strength is being built here? What is being redirected? What new truth is asking to come through this? And suddenly, the day becomes less like an enemy and more like a classroom, less like punishment and more like preparation, less like random pain and more like meaningful growth. I am safe in my world. That sentence alone can calm the false alarm in the body. It reminds the nervous system that not every uncomfortable thing is a threat to your existence. Sometimes it is simply life helping you grow into more of yourself. And I want you to notice, my dear one, how these affirmations work together like a sequence of opening. First, you choose the day. Then you trust timing. Then you love yourself in the now. Then you reframe your experiences through safety and growth. This is not accidental. This is how the inner world is healed. You choose, you trust, you love, you reframe. That is a beautiful path through the day, a beautiful way of meeting life. So now let us speak them again, more slowly, and let them go even deeper. Today is a wonderful day. I choose to make it so. Today is a wonderful day. I choose to make it so. Today is a wonderful day. I choose to make it so. Let the body hear that it does not need to begin with dread. Let the mind hear that it does not need to wait for permission to create a beautiful tone for the day. Everything I need to know will be revealed to me at exactly the right time. Everything I need to know will be revealed to me at exactly the right time. Everything I need to know will be revealed to me at exactly the right time. Let the heart hear that it does not need to rush ahead. Let the anxious mind hear that the future does not need to be dragged into this moment. I love and accept myself exactly as I am right now. I love and accept myself exactly as I am right now. I love and accept myself exactly as I am right now. Let the body hear safety. Let the old self-criticism soften. Let the inner home become warmer. I am safe in my world. Every experience is for my growth. I am safe in my world. Every experience is for my growth. I am safe in my world. Every experience is for my growth. Let your chest hear that. Let your belly hear that. Let your life hear that. You are not cursed. You are not forgotten. You are not being singled out for suffering. You are being shaped, guided, and grown. My dear one, let us continue now, slowly and lovingly, and let these next affirmations become part of the way you enter this day. The words you speak to your mind in the morning are not small things. They are not decorative things. They are not empty things. They are agreements. They are directions. They are the climate you are choosing before the day fully begins. And in that sense, the thoughts you repeat at the beginning of the day are like a contract you sign with life. If you begin with fear, with self-attack, with pressure, with the old story of not enough, then you sign yourself into a day of contraction. But if you begin with trust, with openness, with forgiveness, with appreciation, with love, then you sign yourself into a different atmosphere altogether. My dear one, this matters more than most people realize. The words you give your mind in the morning become the agreement you make with life. So let us make that agreement beautiful now. Let us make it loving. Let us make it worthy of the sacred gift this day truly is. The fifth affirmation is this: life supports me in every possible way. Say it with me now, slowly. Life supports me in every possible way. Again, life supports me in every possible way. And once more, life supports me in every possible way. My dear one, do you feel what this does to the body? Most people have spent so long living in the inner belief that life is hard, life is against them, life is waiting to disappoint them, life is a test they may fail, that the body has learned to enter the day in defense. The shoulders lift, the jaw hardens, the belly tightens, the breath becomes cautious. But when you say, life supports me in every possible way, you begin building another inner world, one in which the universe is not your enemy, one in which support is not rare, one in which help is not shameful, one in which opportunities, timing, intuition, the right people, the right words, and even redirections can all be part of the support you are receiving. This affirmation is so healing because it gently replaces the old emotional position of, I am alone in this, And, my dear one, that old feeling of being alone is one of the heaviest burdens of all. It makes even small things feel bigger than they are. It makes the mind overwork. It makes the body guard too hard. But when you begin saying, "Life supports me in every possible way," you open the inner window. You remind the nervous system that there may be help you do not yet see. You remind the heart that not everything depends on strain. You remind the mind that it may look for support instead of only scanning for threat. And that changes what you notice. It changes the way you interpret delays. It changes the way you read coincidence. It changes the way you meet the day. My dear one, the world can feel very different when you stop walking through it like an abandoned soul and begin walking through it like someone who expects support in seen and unseen ways. Life supports me in every possible way is not denial. It is a loving re-education of the self. It is the end of the old contract that said, "I must do everything alone." Let the body hear that. Let the deeper self hear that. Let the frightened parts hear that. You are more supported than fear has allowed you to feel. Now the sixth affirmation. I am willing to let miracles happen today. Say it with me. I am willing to let miracles happen today. Again, I am willing to let miracles happen today. One more time. I am willing to let miracles happen today. I love the tenderness of this affirmation because it does not force, it does not command, it does not tense. It begins with willingness. And willingness is one of the sweetest doors in healing work, my dear one, because willingness does not require you to fully understand. It does not require you to fully believe all at once. It does not require dramatic certainty. It only asks, are you open enough not to shut the door? That is why I love willingness so much. Willingness softens resistance without shaming it. Willingness says, I may still have doubts, but I am open. I may still feel afraid, but I am available. I may not see the whole picture, but I am not closing against grace. And what is a miracle, really? Sometimes people imagine something grand, something rare, something spectacular. And yes, life can surprise us beautifully. But very often, miracles are quieter than that. A miracle can be a new thought in an old situation, a softer reaction where once there was panic, the right person calling at the right time, a door closing before it harms you further, a delay that protects you, a sudden insight, a peaceful feeling with no obvious reason, a burden that finally loosens, a body that softens after months of guarding, a small, brave choice that changes the whole direction of a day. My dear one, miracles do not always arrive with fireworks. Sometimes they arrive like a gentle correction in the course of your life. And when you say, I am willing to let miracles happen today, you widen your bandwidth. You stop telling life, only this form is acceptable. You stop insisting that good may come only in one shape. You become available to surprise, available to grace, available to hidden support. available to the way life wants to help you, not only the way fear thought help should look. Willingness opens the channel through which miracles travel. Let that be enough for today, not certainty. Willingness. Now the seventh affirmation. I forgive myself and everyone else. I am free now. Say it with me slowly. I forgive myself and everyone else. I am free now. Again, I forgive myself and everyone else. I am free now. And once more, I forgive myself and everyone else. I am free now. My dear one, this one goes deep because so much life force gets trapped in old resentment, old self-blame, old shame, old replays, old conversations, old wounds we keep carrying in the body as though they are still happening now. Forgiveness is not saying that everything was acceptable. It is not saying pain did not matter. It is not saying you must trust harmful people again. No, forgiveness is release. Forgiveness is the soul saying, I do not want to keep using my life force to hold this in place. Forgiveness is not about their worthiness. It is about your freedom. It is about your peace. It is about the energy you are ready to call back into your own life. And perhaps the deepest part of this affirmation is self-forgiveness. Because many people can imagine forgiving others before they can imagine forgiving themselves. They keep replaying old mistakes, old choices, old seasons of being less conscious than they are now. But my dear one, the very fact that you can look back with a different heart means you have already grown. Regret is often evidence of evolution. It means you are no longer the one who did not know. So why keep punishing yourself to prove that you learned? That is not growth. That is captivity. I forgive myself is one of the bravest and softest things you can say. It tells the body, we do not have to keep living under a sentence. And then, I forgive. Everyone else does something equally beautiful. It takes your energy back from all the old places where it has been tied in knots. Not because what happened was small, but because your freedom is sacred. My dear one, when you say, I forgive myself and everyone else, I am free now, you are not erasing history. You are refusing to spend your sacred life chained to it. That is holy. That is healing. That is the atmosphere of a new day. Now the eighth affirmation. My work flows easily and is filled with joy. Say it slowly with me. My work flows easily and is filled with joy. Again, my work flows easily and is filled with joy. One more time. My work flows easily and is filled with joy. My dear one, so many people enter their work, whether it is a job, a task, caregiving, creative labor, daily responsibilities, building something, healing something, tending something with the old frequency of pressure. It's too much. I'm behind. I have to push. I'm tired already. It will be hard. And the body obeys that. It tenses before it begins. It turns simple work into emotional burden. But when you begin saying, my work flows easily and is filled with joy, you are not denying effort. You are changing the emotional tone with which effort is met. You are inviting flow instead of friction. You are inviting cooperation instead of resistance. You are inviting the body to soften while the hands are busy. This matters because work is not only what you do, it is also the energy in which you do it. And a task done in resentment feels very different from a task done in love. A day of work done in inner attack feels very different from a day of work done in quiet steadiness. My dear one, joy in work does not always mean excitement. Sometimes it simply means no longer making war with the task. It means being present. It means doing one thing at a time. It means allowing usefulness, beauty, service, creativity, contribution, and order to move through you without so much internal strain. Flow is what happens when the body stops fighting the task. So let this affirmation teach your nervous system another rhythm. Let it learn that work need not equal depletion, and that contribution can be accompanied by peace. My work flows easily and is filled with joy is an invitation to a gentler way of moving through your responsibilities. Now, the ninth affirmation. My health is wonderful. I appreciate my body. Say it with me. My health is wonderful. I appreciate my body. Again, my health is wonderful. I appreciate my body. One more time. My health is wonderful. I appreciate my body. My dear one, this is such a precious affirmation because the body has heard so much criticism from so many people for so many years. It has been judged, rushed, measured, compared, feared, named, analyzed, blamed, pushed, and sometimes even hated, and yet it keeps breathing, it keeps carrying, it keeps trying, it keeps healing in ways seen and unseen. When you say, I appreciate my body, you begin changing the tone of the relationship. The body no longer feels like a project under attack. It begins to feel recognized, appreciated, befriended, and yes, I know some parts of you may want to say, but what if my health is not where I want it to be? My dear one, this affirmation is not about pretending. It is about direction. It is about giving the body a new atmosphere in which to function. Appreciation changes chemistry. Appreciation softens the inner climate. Appreciation tells the cells, you are not hated here. You are not unwanted here. You are not being judged every minute. That matters more than most people realize. The body responds beautifully to appreciation. So if wonderful feels too large at first, let it still be a loving direction. Let it be the world you are teaching your body to live toward. Let your hand rest on your heart or your belly or your face and say, thank you, body. I appreciate you. My dear one, that sentence alone can do something so healing because the body listens not only to medicine and food and movement, but to atmosphere, to tone, to the emotional field in which it is being lived in. Let that field become one of appreciation. Let your body finally hear something kind from you. And now the 10th affirmation. I am grateful for all that I have and all that is coming. Say it slowly with me. I am grateful for all that I have and all that is coming. Again, I am grateful for all that I have and all that is coming. One more time. I am grateful for all that I have and all that is coming. This is such a beautiful closing affirmation because gratitude opens the channel of receiving. It tells the body we are not beginning from starvation. It tells the mind there is already something here. It tells the heart we do not have to wait for the whole future before we begin opening. Gratitude for what you have grounds you in the present. Gratitude for what is coming opens you to the future without anxiety. My dear one, this is such a balanced and beautiful emotional posture. You are not only clinging to the past, you are not only begging from the future, you are standing in the middle, receiving, and gratitude does something very practical too. It teaches the brain to notice what is right. The brain becomes shaped by what it is shown repeatedly. If you keep showing it only lack, it will keep finding lack. If you keep showing it support, beauty, kindness, resources, movement, then it becomes more capable of seeing those things naturally. Gratitude is not a decoration, it is a training. And when you combine present gratitude with future openness, you create a state that is deeply magnetic, not tense, not desperate, receptive. My dear one, gratitude opens the channel through which more good can arrive. So this final affirmation is not only a lovely ending, it is the completion of the whole sequence. You choose the day. You trust what will be revealed. You love yourself now. You feel safe in your world. You let life support you. You become willing for miracles. You forgive and free yourself. You bless your work with flow. You honor your body. And then you end in gratitude, which seals the whole atmosphere with openness. So now, let us gather these 6 affirmations together one more time, slowly, lovingly, like a morning liturgy for the soul. Life supports me in every possible way. Life supports me in every possible way. Life supports me in every possible way. I am willing to let miracles happen today. I am willing to let miracles happen today. I am willing to let miracles happen today. I forgive myself and everyone else. I am free now. I forgive myself and everyone else. I am free now. I forgive myself and everyone else. I am free now. 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 My work flows easily and is filled with joy. My work flows easily and is filled with joy. My work flows easily and is filled with joy. My health is wonderful. I appreciate my body. My health is wonderful. I appreciate my body. My health is wonderful. I appreciate my body. I am grateful for all that I have and all that is coming. I am grateful for all that I have and all that is coming. I am grateful for all that I have and all that is coming. My dear one, these are not just sentences. These are agreements. These are the contracts you sign with life before fear gets the pen. So sign them slowly, sign them lovingly, sign them with your breath, with your body, with your attention, with your willingness. Because what you say to your mind at the beginning of the day becomes the field in which the day unfolds. And if you begin with trust, openness, forgiveness, joy, appreciation, and gratitude, then you are no longer entering the day like a battle. You are entering it like a gift. Today is a sacred gift. I receive this day. All is well. My dear one, before we close, I want to leave you with a small ritual, something simple enough to carry into your real life and powerful enough to change the tone of your whole day. Not because it is complicated, not because it is dramatic, but because it is honest, because it brings you back to yourself, because it reminds your body, your mind, and your heart that today is not something to throw away, not something to rush through, not something to attack, not something to fear before it has even opened. Today is a gift, and when you receive it like a gift, you begin living very differently inside it. So for this 1 minute, I want you to pause. Put your hand on your heart. Let your eyes rest softly on one point in front of you. Do not strain. Do not force anything. Just be here. Let your shoulders come down. Let your jaw soften. Let the breath become a little slower. And then say, very gently, very slowly, as though you are blessing the next hours of your life. Today is a sacred gift. Pause and feel that, not just in the mind, in the body, in the chest, in the breath. Today is a sacred gift. Then say, I receive this day. Again, slowly, I receive this day. And once more, with softness, I receive this day. My dear one, notice what happens when you say that. You stop fighting the day before it begins. You stop resisting the morning. You stop dragging yesterday across the threshold. You stop treating your life as though it is one more burden to carry. You begin receiving, and receiving is a sacred act. Receiving says, I am here. Receiving says, I do not need to earn this breath. Receiving says, I am willing to meet life with openness instead of fear. That changes everything. It changes the atmosphere in your nervous system. It changes the tone of your decisions. It changes the way the body walks into the hours ahead. And then let these final words come like a soft blanket over your mind. All is well, not because everything is finished, not because every question is answered, not because there will be no challenge, but because you are no longer entering the day at war with yourself, because you are no longer beginning with panic, because you are choosing to trust that this day, however it unfolds, can still hold goodness, meaning, healing, and grace. My dear one, that is your power, not to control every moment, not to predict every outcome, but to choose how you enter the day, to choose reverence over rushing, to choose softness over self-attack, to choose presence over fear, to choose to receive what life is placing in your hands now. So if today you are choosing to honor this day, to stop wasting it in inner warfare, to stop treating yourself harshly inside it, to stop running past the gift before you have even opened it, then let that be your declaration. Let that be your promise. Let that be your new beginning. Comment, receive this day, and my dear one, may today meet you gently. May your heart stay open enough to notice its blessings. May your body feel safe enough to soften inside it. And may you remember again and again that this day does not need to be perfect to be sacred. It is sacred because you are alive inside it.